R4P4, how are we doing on power? Oh, that's great. Can we set a course to Tatooine? Oh, okay. It's that direction. Alright, let's get the hyperdrive on. Everything's activated. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my first ever complete build. The Delta-7 from Star Wars. Oh, look at that baby. It's beautiful, isn't it? And, even better, the hyperdrive docking ring. Oh, it's kind of, you know, it's Space Engineer, so it has its limitations. First of all, we have the actual Delta-7 here. Obi-Wan's Delta-7. It's actually 7B. Aethersprite-class light interceptor. So that's good. And we've got our little droid here. I tried to make that, but whatever. There's some limitations. I mean, I tried to make this as functioning as possible in Space Engineers at the same time as it kind of looks like the Delta-7. I have a model at home, which I built this off of, but the problem is it's just slightly, maybe a meter longer or so, and it's this cockpit is way larger than the real thing, and then the fact that we have the thrusters being so big, it kind of annoys me. And we also have a merger block here, so we can connect up to that hyperdrive, and then these things kind of don't look as they should, but you know, I tried my best. This is my first build. And then we have the landing gears, which kind of annoy me because they should have added by now in Space Engineer some sort of like retractable landing gear. Not ones where you know, have to add pistons, but actual retractable landing gear, where they just, you know, fold in. Oh, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, well, why didn't you just add some mods? There were great mods for this and that and that. Well, I really like the idea of making something in vanilla. Vanilla for me is the essence of what a game can do in and of itself, so I try always to do builds and things in vanilla. Of course, maybe I'll go ahead and someday remake this one with lots of mods. There's also another limitation. Oh, look at this cockpit. This is beautiful, isn't it? You have to agree. Oh, look at that. Wait, do my hands move? No, never really looked at that. So the limitation is, okay, my thrusters, they fly up, etc. It's not very, I mean, we don't really have that much sideways thrust, etc. But that's okay. But it's just that when I do use what's it called? The thrusters, the main thrusters, which are two large thrusters, they use more power than I can generate, and I've put like I think over 10 small reactors on the ship, which is kind of annoying, considering, you know, I want to make this as compact as possible and have two large thrusters, but that just isn't working. However, we do get up to 100 meters per second, so that's alright. And I guess if you're traveling somewhere in a straight line, you only really need to get up to 100 meters per second and then turn off your inertial dampeners. I've gone ahead and created some control groups, which is really nice. First of all, I mean, we have the guns here. Oh, very nice. And it's all connected up to the one main connector system, so everything that you put in on the back container flows through to everything else, and I'll show you that when we land somewhere. Then we've got the landing gears, of course, lights, very nice. We have the reactors, the flight mode, all the thrusters, gyroscopes, antenna. This is supposed to be the R4P17, which is Obi-Wan's astromech droid, the red one, if you know from the show, or the canon prequels. And then we've got the actual merger block. We've got a dock. Oh yes. Oh, just look at that. It looks really good. I mean, of course it's Space Engineer, so it has its limitations, but for being Space Engineers, I think it looks nicer than any of the other models I've seen, because this is actually a realistic size. The ring has the diameter of the ship, so it's about 8 meters long and around 4 meters across, like that. It looks like we're about to go and jump into hyperspace, but here's the issue. I tried placing one of these jump drives onto a small ship, you know, naively thinking that it was available, and it isn't. Instead, it's only available in this massive size. I mean, it's basically the size of the ring, and a lot wider. I mean, it's bigger than the whole ship system here, which is really unfortunate, to be honest. Let's go ahead and take that away. So this thing is pretty much just meant to look really good, or as good as it can get in Space Engineers, and as realistic. I've tried to get all the colors in the right places, as is on my model that I have. So here's the thing. This thing actually looks like really cool when we're, you know, jumping into hyperdrive. Although we're not actually in hyperdrive, but whatever. It actually looks like we're jumping, and if we just spin it a little in the cockpit mode, and let's not look towards the sun, let's spin it this way, or no, the other way, this way. It will start looking like we're jumping into hyperspace. Oh yeah. Have we arrived? I don't know. Oh, another thing. Planets update came, you know, a couple of weeks ago, over a month ago actually, and the fact that I've even built this has to do with the fact that planets are now a thing. Unfortunately, I can't seem to make it work on planets. I mean, the whole idea with the Delta-7 is that it can take off from planets, and then it can dock with this hyper ring thing and then jump over, you know, across the galaxy. But I didn't put any atmospheric thrusters or hydrogen thrusters, because those are it's just too much. It would be so inefficient. I mean, I already have too much power being used on the ship, and yeah, that's a problem. Fortunately, though, it does land very nicely on a normal landing pad in space or whatever. If you want to do this in survival, you basically probably have to build a like atmospheric landing ring or something like that. So the equivalent of this. And also, if you want to make, you know, this ring actually work in survival, other than, you know, having massive containers, yeah, this thing has a lot of containers, which is very nice. So you can carry lots of cargo. But if you want to make this work in survival, where you want this thing to actually jump, then I can recommend, you know, building a large ship with a jump drive and a large reactor or something, where this docks, and then, you know, you can go ahead and jump. But in terms of power usage and etc., it might become a little bit unstable. Another thing I want to show off is this thing. So basically, here we've got a cargo container, which connects up to the entire conveyor system in the ship. So anything you go ahead and put in here, you know, you can access everything else, which is very nice. I haven't gone ahead and renamed everything correctly, I think, but it's all right. I've created lots of action groups, which should actually be good enough, I think. We've got the antenna, the astromech, which is the R4 P17. Oh no, wait, why is this still a group thing? No, yeah, no, the R4 P17. We've got the jump ring cargo, jump ring engines, jump ring merger, jump ring reactors, landing camera, the landing gears, the lights, the merger for the ship here, the R4 P-17, reactors on the ship, ring gyros, thrusters, weapon systems, air vent, and we've got the R4 P-17 camera, which is really cool. You can basically, you know, see the world as the astromech droid would see it. Although, is this correct? Yeah, I think it is, because we're looking upwards, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. One rather small issue with this design, actually, is that once you undock, your ring is kind of just floating about by itself. It only has forward thrusters, but that should be fine. I mean, if you're doing a visit to a planet, right, or something like that, or to a station, and after you've jumped through, this thing can move at a couple of, you know, centimeters per second. It's more than fine. Let's actually go ahead and land this thing over here. No gravity, because, you know, whatever. I didn't know actually that artificial gravity doesn't work for ships and space engineers in space stations. But, you know, screw it. We're gonna, I think this is flat. We're gonna go ahead and look outside. That's pretty much it. Let's turn on our landing lights and move up. No, like so. And lock on. Very nice. So there's our Delta-7. Of course, it renames to the small ship or whatever once you dock, but that's whatever, you know, who cares? So, even though this isn't the best thing I've ever built, I'm still gonna go ahead and put the Delta-7 on the Steam Workshop. I'm gonna put the ring on the Steam Workshop, and I'm gonna put both of them together as an like a common entity, one ship, and you can go ahead and try it out for yourself if you want. It's quite a fun experience, of course, if you are a Star Wars fan as I am, and you know, you want to live up for the hype that of the release on Wednesday and Friday. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This has been Game Gabster with the Delta-7 B Aethersprite-class light interceptor and the Hyper Ring from Star Wars Episode 3. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps the channel out, and subscribe if you haven't already. Farewell.